Hello everyone, I am Mr. Likens and I teach Algebra 1 and Applied Algebra 1, and I'm going to take a few moments to run you through some information about myself and how we're going to run algebra class this year. Alright, a little bit about me. I went to Kentucky Christian University where I got my bachelor's degree. After that I went to NKU twice, once for my master's and once for my rank 1. This is my 13th year of teaching at Highlands and 17th year of teaching overall. All right, these are the things you should probably know as a parent for your child to take Algebra 1 this year. Students can retake one test per quarter and as many homework assignments as they want in Academic Saturday School. Now, what I always recommend is wait towards the end of the quarter and then decide which test you think you can do best on to retake it. And I always give them the highest grade. So if they retake it and they flunk it or they get a worse grade, we keep the higher grade there. The second thing, math assignments cannot be made up unless, of course, they are on like a quarantine and their computers are crashed, they couldn't get into it, couldn't log in and stuff like that. We make accommodations for that. But otherwise, if everything went smooth and they just chose not to do it as homework or during the class periods, Mathia cannot be made up once the due date is hit. The next thing, the daily assignments. If you want to know what your child is going to have for homework that night, it's going to be on Schoology in the updates. And then our tutoring options. At some point this year, maybe your child might struggle with algebra or another class. I wanted to let you guys know about a couple of the tutoring options that we have here. First off, for algebra, we have peer tutoring, and what we do is we match them up with a Math Honor Society student. And what it is they'll just come up to me and they'll tell me, say, hey, Mr. Likens, I need a tutor, I need some help. And then I will contact the Math Honor Society and see if we can get a volunteer. And then I'll get them to meet, exchange information, and then they can work out times either before school, after school, that they can meet up and work together. Of course, there's always other math teachers. I know myself, I get here before and after school. During focus period, kids are always allowed to come in for help, but let's say they just need to hear it from another voice. We can always help them find another math teacher. I know a lot of teachers like me get here before and after school and they can go to them during focus. So if I can't explain it to them or they just need to hear it from somebody else, they can always come to me and say, hey, Mr. Likens, can you just give me another teacher to kind of explain this? I'm always willing to do that. That's not a problem. And the last thing, I'm going to show you on Schoology here in just a second, but every test that we take, there's a practice test that looks almost identical to it on the internet. And I wanted to show you guys where that is. I also put the answer key on there so the kids can take the practice test as many times as they want. They can look at it and they can also check their answers for these. There's also practice tests for the midterm exam and the final exam already on there. So I want to take a moment real quick and show you where that is on Schoology. All right, now on Schoology, and I've screenshot the top of my Schoology here, but on Schoology, you would simply click Groups, and once you click Groups, you are looking for Mr. Likens' group resources. If your child is not a member of this, or if you're not a member of this and you want to be, I'll give you the access code here in a minute, but again, you would click Groups, Mr. Likens' group resources. All right, now once you are in the group, and again, if you are not, over here is the access code so you can join this group. But once you're in this group, we want to hit this resources tab right here. And once you hit that resources tab, it's going to bring you to this area. Right here, this folder is all the practice tests and answer keys. And again, the practice test and the real test are almost exactly the same thing. Carnegie gives us two versions of a test, version A and version B. I put version A in this folder with the answer key, and then I give them version B for a grade in class. And they are the same order, the same type of questions, it's just maybe the numbers change. So your child will know exactly what kind of questions are going to be on the test and the order they're going to be in, so they have exactly the same test almost to study every single time. Right below it, this is the Mathia rubric. This tells them exactly what workspaces are due, and Mathia is always due the moment I pass out the test unless something else comes up. So for instance, let's say the test was going to happen at 10 o'clock in the morning today. At 10 o'clock, I pass out the test, and then I walk over to my computer and I enter in their Mathia grades. So Mathia is always due the moment the test is passed out. Here's the syllabus for the class, and down here, we're not to the midterm and final exam yet, but this is the information that they would need for midterm exams. Again, there's a practice test, an answer key for both of these. Also, I usually make a video, and I think it's already on YouTube, but I'll make a video of me working all the problems on the midterm exam and the final exam, so your kid, in case they forget how to do it, they can always go watch that video and they can see me walking right through all the problems. All right, next, my availability. If you ever wanted to talk to me, just shoot me a message or something like that. But I can call you before or after school if you need to have a one-on-one, face-to-face meeting or a Zoom meeting or anything like that. Before and after school, I also have first period planning, so I could do it during that time. The only thing I ask is let me know ahead of time. Last year, I had a parent who wanted to always meet immediately, and it was right in the middle of class. So all I'm going to say is, I might not be able to meet immediately, but if you give me enough notice, I'll give you a call, or we'll Zoom, or we'll meet face-to-face. All right, and finally, my contact information. Again, email is always best. Schoology message, that's really, really good too. Voicemail, we're getting a new phone system here, so that might be a little tricky. I always suggest, try email, Schoology messages, and then I will give you a call back. But that's the best way to contact me. Feel free to contact me with any questions or concerns throughout the year. I love getting to know the kids and getting to know the parents and helping out in any way I can. Hope to see you guys in October in open house.